Freedom. The power right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. It's a concept that's been fought for throughout human history with the intent of allowing the individuals in a society to take control of their own lives. For many, this state of living is most ideal as they have clear and distinct goals and have the freedom to choose the route they wish to take to turn those goals into achievements. Though there are those who live without this experience, most of us can say that we've grown accustomed to this lifestyle. But what would happen to you if it were all taken away? If one day you looked up at the sky and in the blink of an eye, you've been abducted and taken to the nether region of space. Adding fuel to the fire, you also came to realize that not only are aliens real, but are in possession of the most powerful weapons in the universe, the Titans, massive and bloodthirsty superpowered creatures that are forcefully fused to the various alien captives in their ranks and set to compete in a brutal and explosive competition, the Titan King Tournament. What's up guys, my name's Tony and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be discussing something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, and that's the nature of my manga/comic, Titan King, published and serialized in the digital bi-weekly diverse magazine, Saturday AM. If you want to check out our stuff, I'll leave a link in the description to get subscribed for a mere $5 a year. Trust me guys, you don't want to miss out. So why don't we get things started? What is Titan King about? Well, let's keep things basic. This is the story of Eli Santos, a 17-year-old Afro-Latino senior at fictional Panther Rose High School in the fictional Angel Heights, Illinois. Eli's a good kid at heart. I mean, he's a good student when he shows up and cares deeply for his fellow man. But he has one problem, and it's that he struggles with managing his anger and fighting for other people. At the first sight of an uneven confrontation, he can be set into a rage, causing him to get violent and in many instances, send his victims, usually the perpetrators, to the hospital. These prolific, violent tantrums would earn Eli a reputation as a hot-headed delinquent and walk the halls of his school alone, earning only the respect of the school's bullying community, which he already hates for obvious reasons, and weaker students wanting protection. Though social at times, Eli seems to embrace his loneliness, however, and comes off as quiet to many, as he has a very simple goal of finishing high school, going to college, getting a job, and making his father, he admires, very proud. This very figure in his life is the one who has instilled the very lesson that he must eventually learn. Not every fight is yours, but you must fight the battles worth fighting for. A relatively vague subject, but applicable to a lot of us. But one day, after being scolded by his father for his misconduct, Eli is abducted by the Gandrians, a race of alien survivors posted in the Hive Kingdom on a hidden world, and have chosen young Eli Santos as the newest competitor for their competition, the Titan King Tournament. Now fused to the Titan Rex Leo, he is told that if he wishes to be free, then he has to win their competition or die trying. Now, any normal human being would probably piss their pants and beg to be let go, but that's just not Eli. He's a determined and very focused individual, and he really wants to return back to his planet and get a second chance at living his life. He wants to gain not only the freedom to choose how to live, but the freedom that was stolen from him, and being that the other aliens that have been abducted have been equally ostracized in their own way, Eli's bound to empathize, connect, and make friends. And when he makes friends, whose freedom will he choose at the end of the day? Only one person can win, so who is it going to be? His allies or his own? It's a conflict that's going to plague Eli continuously throughout the story due to the promise he made to his father in the first chapter, which you should probably go and read. Self-promo. Now, if that doesn't get you at least interested to check out the comic, then 1, why? And 2, at the very least, let me tell you about the aesthetic and scope of these fights, because I'm sure you're aware that combat is clearly a focal point in this story. A shonen battle manga. Now, this is a tournament with alien martial artists. Some with innate abilities exclusive to their race, given an additional superpower, and in conjunction, a towering beast that can use the same superpower but on a much larger scale. Can you guess what this is gonna be? A Gundam X Dragon Ball Z light show with a sprinkle and dash of awesome. But no worries, I'll be sure to mix it up between the flashy fights and the cognitive, more strategic battles, as the fights can sometimes depend entirely on the abilities of Titans manifest. For example, Rexler's ability Thunder Step allows him to activate a pulse with his aura that manipulates vibrations, limited only to his skill and imagination. However, if you were up to go against an opponent that negates, disrupts, or absorbs vibration, then Eli and Rexlia would have to rely on their physical strength, speed, and brain to do combat, causing him to become more innovative in his techniques. On the flip side, there are abilities that, when in conjunction with innate traits an alien may have, the effectiveness and use of these powers can increase exponentially. First case off my head being the Oromancers, but that's for another video. So long story short, if you want a simple sentence idea, kind of think of a tournament of Voltrons, but the pilots aren't kids with spacesuits, but students and inheritors of the power that the monsters that they drive possess, borrowing from the idea of the animal spirits in the Jungle Furies series of the Power Rangers franchise. But that aside, I get questions pretty often about what my series is supposed to be like. Now, as an aspiring artist, my art style has influence that I myself cannot nor try to hide. Now, I get it. Plagiarizing is bad. Really, really bad. However, it does grow frustrating when I post a picture of this, and someone thinks I'm doing some sort of fan art for this. Now, the comparison can be charming at times, as being compared to someone with the skill level of Kohei Horikoshi is a compliment in my opinion, but it really does get me worried that when my people go to read my comic and manga, they get turned off because it's nothing like My Hero Academia, or for you weebs, Boku no Hero Academia. So before we close, let me just say that the only similarity between Titan King and MHA is that the story takes place in a world where the impossible is possible, and the characters in it are superpowered pricks with egos. Kind of like the other 4 billion shonen storylines. But I think the twist here is that Titan King isn't about a boy trying to save the world. It isn't about the chosen one accepting their destiny, and it isn't about stopping a massive evil. I feel that a story with the premise having stakes that high makes us somewhat oblivious to the sense of disaster, and we as the reader in turn don't quite relate. When you read Titan King, I want you to be entertained all the time. Whenever you're bored and need something to do, I would hope Titan King crosses your mind to read a fun story with a bit of stakes. But the stakes for Eli are personal. It's a story about not only reclaiming one's freedom, but discovering what it is you as an individual cherish and important, and what you are willing to do to keep it that way. It's about feeling as though the effort in one's life is even worth living, despite the tragedies of their past, and being redeemed by refusing to give up the challenge no matter how difficult or massive the hurdle. Even if it happens to be a 45-foot monster cat with supersonic lasers and moves faster than sound. Because in the end of the day, the battles we want to give up, but didn't instead, kept pushing are the battles that we remember. These are the fights worth fighting for. And this is what Titan King is about. Hey guys, thanks for watching, especially if you watched it from beginning to end. If you guys like that video, please make sure that you thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you subscribe to the Saturday AM magazine for just $5 a year. And doing so will help keep pushing Titan King afloat, and we can all do what we can to help our main man Eli back to Earth to see his pops. This is Tony Toons, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.